We're here with NCFC head coach John Bradford following the team's 1-1 season opening draw against Pittsburgh. John, can you just start with your initial thoughts on the match?
Yeah, it felt and looked like a first game of the season. I think both groups a little defensive oriented, and for us, I never thought we actually kicked in and showed our best. So some encouraging signs, but obviously a lot to work on, and a lot to get ironed out as well. But we'll take the point, we'll build on it, and go forward.
And then Finn Sundrum gets the start tonight. First start for him as a professional, second game as a professional. What did you see from him tonight? What was his moment like for him?
Yeah, this is how he's looked the last 6 weeks. He's been in it since the beginning of preseason, and he's played in, I think, 5 of the 6 preseason games that we've had, and he's continued to do well. And he's obviously confident and shows well. And so there was nothing surprising for him, and just excited for him to get his kind of first start and first 90-plus minutes here in the league.
Are there other questions?
How do you feel about the team's performance in the first half compared to the team's performance in the second half?
Yeah, I think some of the things we talked about at halftime, and just trying to be a little bit more specific with how we defended in the second half. They kind of isolated on the left side to try to get Eto against Rafa, and I thought we improved in terms of how we were communicating and some things that we can build on in terms of defensively. Attack-wise, I don't think we ever really got as much fluidity and as much possession in the attacking half as we wanted to. So kind of the same.
Does the weather impact it at all, or not really at all?
No, I don't think so. I think it was fine for both of us. And again, it just looked like two groups that have a way they want to play that never really found it for either of us, really.
I feel like the boys were just finding their way on the field tonight.
Yeah, again, you can play 6 preseason games, and until you play a counting game, I think it's a little different, especially on this field in a game that counts and matters. So, yeah, some encouraging signs and some things that obviously we want to be able to work on and build on.
It looked like Pittsburgh, dominated the game up until the point where you got the goal. Did you talk about that with the boys in the locker room?
Yeah, I think in terms of what we were being affected by, they had too many crosses that we let up and some set pieces we let up, but we didn't feel that in the run of the play that we were getting to the bad side of things. So obviously the goal kind of ignited some energy, and we took advantage of a mistake. Then we had one of our own mistakes in the second half. So it's, again, first game of the season type stuff.
And finally, any performances that stood out to you tonight?
No, but it's good to get guys, that are into the team for the first time this year, meshed with the other guys. So Adam and Ahmad coming on, and Connor coming back to the club and getting a start tonight and playing 90+. So some encouraging performances.
And on Connor, how bad was that knock? Did it look like he was okay afterwards?
Yeah, I think he's fine. I think everybody's fine. Yeah, nothing to report.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.